Right now, Brad, we got Tim and Craig in there. They're doing the last of the two dowels.
What interested me was obviously the opportunity to learn how to operate a nuclear power plant. I thought that seemed extremely interesting, understanding the technical piece of that.
Brad Sawatzke is Vice President of Nuclear Generation and Chief Nuclear Officer for Energy Northwest. In that position, he is responsible for all aspects of operating Columbia Generating Station. But job number one never changes.
The most important piece, as I said, day in and day out, starts with ensuring that our power plant is operated with nuclear safety first and foremost.
Sawatzke is one of only 26 chief nuclear officers in the United States. For him, it's the pinnacle of a more than 30-year career in the nuclear energy industry.
I spent 4 years operating equipment out in the plant before going through a 2-year training course to get licensed by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to operate in the control room. So very intensive, very demanding. It really taxes the people to ensure that they understand and have a solid foundation, around their ability to operate the power plant.
It was his position as Chief Nuclear Officer that took him to Japan in 2013 to visit the Fukushima Daiichi and Daini nuclear energy facilities.
It was important to me because I wanted to see firsthand, again, how significant and important safety is to us in our industry every single day, and especially when you take a look at the tremendous power that is at our fingertips as we operate a nuclear power plant. And I believe this experience will drive that home.
Along with the other U.S. chief nuclear officers, Sawatzke spent a week engaging in safety-focused dialogue and tours of the two plants with their Japanese colleagues. They shared lessons learned and discussed how to improve the nuclear safety culture in both countries.
Daini is frankly amazing. They basically implemented Flex from scratch in the dark in about a 30-hour period to save those plants from melting down, finding that cable and getting it dragged on site and running it in the dark and getting it hooked up to the pumps they needed to protect the reactor. So they demonstrated Flex works, and they did it from scratch. So what it told me is when you have everything staged and ready to go, how powerful that could be and what a difference it could make. We got a chance to go down on top of the Taurus to a vent valve that they were able to manually open on one of the units to help prevent overpressurization. And you just kind of envision, again, in total darkness, not knowing what the condition of your plant is, for those operators who had to go down out into that area and up on top of the Taurus to get to that valve to manually open it, and putting yourselves in their shoes and what they went through to make that happen, and how much courage that took for them to go do it. I think that stuck out. I think the other thing that stuck out too is when you go behind the turbine buildings and stuff at Daiichi and you still see trucks and that piled up against the walls from the tsunami, pushing them up. And it shows you the fact that they've been so focused on just stabilizing these reactors that some things that you would consider relatively simple cleanup, getting in there and hauling that out of there, just hasn't been a priority. Certainly, I think in my professional career, clearly the most interesting and rewarding experience I've had. Based on what happened with 9/11, we not only beefed up the security forces at all of our sites across the country, but we also put into place a number of these pieces of backup equipment that could be there in case of some event, if you would, that would take away the multiple safety systems we have on site.
While having the right backup equipment is important, Sawatzke knows having the right people operating that equipment is equally important.
There's a tremendous wealth of knowledge and talent on our site. When I first came here, John, one of the things I was most impressed with was the quality of the people here working on the site, both their technical knowledge and their work ethic and their dedication to what we're accomplishing here at Columbia Generating Station every single day.